Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Prison Simulator as we are playing as a new boot officer in ADX Florence. So our first task today is attendance checking. Looks like we're going to have a pretty basic day here. Or maybe not. Yeah, it looks like we got something going on over here. We have to talk to the guard here. Oh. Charles is dead. So now there's the question of, did Charles commit suicide? Remember, he's the inmate who tried to escape, and he did seem like he was a little thrown off a little bit, like he might have had some, maybe some mental illness issues. However, at the same time, if you guys recall, the reason why he was trying to escape was because he said his life was in danger. So was this in fact a homicide? Let's go and talk to the officer here, Alexander Hayes, and see what he has to say on the situation. So we're going to ask what happened here. Said he found Charles this morning. He's dead. The same one who tried to escape? Indeed. How could it have happened? There was a guard from the, or where was the guard from the night shift? We don't know. Nobody saw him, and we've got no contact with him. Oh. So this is kind of like an Epstein situation where the correctional officers were not where they were supposed to be, which does add a lot of suspicion to the situation. So we could say, should we call the police? Said no, the warden said we shouldn't call them just yet. We gotta search the cell to find out if it was a suicide or a murder. We're trying to figure out which one of us will do it. And I guess we're gonna go ahead and say that I can do it. And so they're very happy about that because nobody wants to be responsible for this. We've already taken pictures of the victim, but you better not overlook anything. Come back to us when you find something. So again, because of the video game, you got the new boot in here doing all this stuff that you'd expect more veteran officers to do. So the next task is to call the morgue staff to take the body. Are we not going to search first? Well, they said they've already taken pictures of the body and there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, we'll go ahead and call then. Though, are we going to call on the radio? I guess we're going to call on the radio. Do I have to do it while pointing at his body? Yeah, I think that's how you do it. Alright, so they've picked up his body. That way we don't have to do the search of the cell for evidence with the body right here. I don't know if we properly investigated the body here, though, honestly. Yeah, let's go and start searching for contraband or just anything, really. I mean, we're just looking for some type of evidence, I suppose. We found a knife fragment. Okay, well, that's definitely evidence. It was stuffed under the bed. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we're cutting... Okay, so it was inside the bed. Got it. And so already we can talk to the guard since we found something, but I think we should probably thoroughly search the other areas here. You just don't know what we could be missing. We found a needle here. We're going to secure that. Let's go and look at all the rest of the places. Found drugs here. I mean, he's got a lot of contraband in here. And drugs might explain why Charles was seeing things. So this is the last location to check, and then we'll talk to the guard, tell him about our findings. I don't think there's anything else here. So let's go and talk to Alexander. This is a piece of metal. It's broken. Maybe it's part of a knife. Anything else? Well, I found drugs. I think that'd be relevant to mention. Said it wasn't suicide. The weapon would probably be lying somewhere near the victim. Somebody must have killed him at night, and the missing guard could be involved. So we have to shake down all the cells, the whole prison? Said not at all. We can narrow down the search. I suggest interrogating Bruce Brown. He was a close friend of our victim. It is also crucial to talk with the guard who had his shift in the security room. Maybe the cameras captured something if they weren't damaged or covered up. Alright, so I understand that this is my job as well. Since you started it, you might as well finish it. Of course we're going to do all the work here. Just don't forget about your duties. You think I'll get a bonus for this? That's what we're worried about right now? Yeah, he's like, good one. We're not getting a bonus for this. Alright, so we're on free time. I wonder if we're expected... Yeah, this is a story quest that's outside of our usual quest here. Alright, so let me just read this. One of the prisoners has been murdered. So Mario Nelson is the guard who is on modern duty. Bruce Brown is his friend, who might be able to share some insight in whoever was threatening Charles and had him scared. So Bruce Brown, let's figure out where his is at. I don't remember. I remember his name. I know we've interacted with them several times. Maybe did some cell searches. There's Gomez, Bruce Gomez. Here we go. This is Bruce Brown here. Okay, yeah, we've interacted with this guy a couple times. So let's go into his cell and have a chat with him. He says, "What? Leave me alone. I'm not in the mood." He would be quite upset about his friend dying. So we want to talk about Charles. So what about him? He's dead. Some fucking cocksucker killed him while he was sleeping. My man didn't have time to give me back my share, which means cookies. Cookies are good for you, right? That's what I wanted to talk about. Did you know who could have killed him? Did he have any enemies? Says he, who doesn't? Everyone in here has enemies, even in their own gang. Can you tell me their names? So you need information. Information costs money, and don't think about getting it out of me by force, because you won't get anything that way. So, I mean, we're trying to investigate his friend here, and even now he's just thinking about himself. Because he doesn't need any money, but if my boy's pushing up daisies, you can cover his debt. Get me this. Oh, so he wants joints, and then I'll tell you what I know. And our only option is to say okay, but don't try any funny business. I'm not giving this guy drugs for information. Is that like required? Are we required to do this? And the way that the item is kind of like highlighted in there makes me think that the item is contextual, like or random, perhaps. This is what I mean. Like it doesn't necessarily have to have been joints. It could have been anything. Which, I mean, if you wanted me to get you, you know, some noodles or something, that'd be one thing. But he wants us to get him drugs? That's, I don't think so, man. I don't know if we're gonna be required to do that, or how's it gonna work out. But let's go talk to Mario Nelson. Though I'm not entirely sure where he's at. He's not being marked. We might have to look. See, I was just coming straight over to the guards room. So Mario Nelson's not in here. He's probably in the security. And we have two things here. That's a workshop. It's probably like some type of mission. I think we've read that mission or interacted with the guard who had that mission. He's probably in security. So we'll need to go over there, but being over here is not pointless because we actually have an upgrade we can get. We have enough money for it, and figure we might as well get it. So we can go ahead and increase our defense. This passive bonus allowing us to continue moving down this tree, or we could do the funny feeling. You can tell when something's wrong. All you have to do is glance at some places around a cell to know if something has been hidden there. So I don't know if this will allow you to just completely avoid searching the entire cell. You just only search the parts that you have a funny feeling about. I don't know if you should rely on a funny feeling, but yeah, I don't know if that's how it works in the game. But that will open up all these ones as well, which would be nice. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think it'll be a little bit more useful than this passive defense bonus. Having more stamina would be helpful. I mean, many of these passive bonuses would be helpful as we get further down. But yeah, let's just go for this one, the funny feeling. I'd like to see how it works. It says we have insufficient funds because it requires 100 money. Okay, I didn't know that it got more expensive. But yes, the further you go down the tree, the more expensive it gets. Okay, well that's interesting. So that's one reason to get some of these other ones that are a bit cheaper then, if you actually need them. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and get the defense bonus then, since it's half the price. So I did want to mention something while we walk over here. For those of you who are watching and enjoying the series, there's probably going to be less videos over the course of this week. Just everything's going to be a little bit more hectic for us. Some of you may know that we are... is this it? Oh, this is it. Alright, we'll talk about this in a minute. Let's go ahead and talk to the security officer in here. Mario Nelson. I don't know if we met this guy before. So we have a few questions. The incident from last night, yeah, so I figured. Unfortunately, the security cameras were damaged, so I can't say how he took his life. Of course they were damaged. So we can say it was a murder. Sorry how he got wasted, but I have a hunch who might have destroyed the cameras. A prisoner did this? Well, no, it was Ethan Collins, a guard. He was wearing a mask, but I could read his name on his badge right before he damaged the camera. And just wearing a mask around the prison would be very suspicious. He said, does the warden know about this? I reported it to him right away. The warden tried to call him, but he didn't answer. So he's at home right now. So why am I not surprised? I'm sorry, but there's nothing more I can do to help. Alright, so we've never been in this security room before. I was hoping they'd actually have like access to the cameras in here. So we can like interact with them and stuff. Unfortunately, that's not an option. And I'm really irritated that we're being forced to get the joints and give it to this inmate. Like, it seems like there's no other way to complete this mission. We might just wait a little while before we do that, see if anything else kind of crops up with it. We're just gonna do our free time for now, which we need money, and I really want to beat that guy that took our money on the weight. So I think I'm gonna try that again, see if I can actually get some money from that. Yeah, we'll see how that ends up going. But as we walk over there, to continue what I was saying, there's probably gonna be less videos than usual this week. Many of you, or some of you know, we did start homeschooling our kids this year. And that was because the school just didn't want to teach our kids anything. We could have increased our speed by talking to him as well. But yeah, they missed that entire year of 2020 because of COVID. And they basically hardly did any learning with the distance learning that they did. It was a joke. So they missed almost an entire year worth of school. Oh, there's nobody here to make a bet with. We could just increase our stamina this way, I suppose. That would be an option. I guess stamina is probably a little bit more useful than speed. So yeah, we'll just have to kick this guy off here. All right, so we're on the last rep here to finish the set. And we got plus 20 stamina. Doesn't really increase it by much. But when you're starting at 100, plus 20 is actually quite a bit there. I think that's what we started at. Maybe it's 80 that we started at. But yeah, as I was saying, they missed the entire school year in 2020 because of COVID. So, you would think that when they went back to school in the spring of 2021, this year, that they would have, been really set on trying to get the kids back on track, but that is not what our kids' school did. Instead, they just decided they weren't going to teach them anything. And I'm not even exaggerating. They had them doing like 4 to 5 hours of like video games at school every day. They were just spending, again, not exaggerating, over half the day. They were sitting on the computers playing video games. And some of them were educational, some of them weren't. But the point is I don't send my kids to school to play on a computer. That is not what I send them to school for. I send them to learn, and they weren't learning anything. When we started teaching them the homeschool, and we realized just how bad this has been. Our kids are so far behind. Our kids get good grades at the school, but now I'm just wondering how much they were actually learning. They get A's and B's and stuff, but what's it matter if they're not learning anything? So yeah, we ended up deciding to homeschool our kids this year, just until they start getting. Okay, tutorials reset or something? We're going to bring Praetorian with us because we haven't brought him before. I actually had a theory that I wanted to try. I want to see if we bring all inmates that are all from the same gang, if we'll still have some issues in there. Because I think all the fights we've seen before have been like gang related, one gang member up against another. So what if we just brought 5 people from the Wolves? We could even bring aggressive people. I think we might have to be able to get 5 here because there's only like 5 or 6 members of each gang, I think. Yeah, I think it's like, maybe 5. And so we would have to bring aggressive members. But I'm just hoping that if you don't bring somebody that they hate, so in his case is David Johnson, they might still fight him if they hate somebody from their gang. But yeah, I think if you just brought them all from the same gang, maybe it might be, you might just have less issues. I'm trying to solve that problem that we had the last time at the workshop. That was bad. That did not go well. So yeah, let's try this out and see if it works. We're only bringing members of the Wolves for right now. And then we can always alternate the gangs that we bring if this ends up working out all right. Here's a Wolf member, and he's also aggressive, so we'll just have to see if that ends up being the reason why this doesn't work is because we're bringing aggressive people. And I didn't see, this guy's harmless. I think we had problems with him in the past, though. He's a lion. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see, guys, if this will work out or not. Here's a wolf. Alright, so we're up to 4. So we only need one more guy. And now I'm wondering if we could have avoided bringing that one aggressive guy. If there's enough wolf members. Maybe not. Because we're just about... Here we go. Leo Robinson. So there's only one inmate left. And he's not in a gang. Is this a new guy, Charles Robinson? I don't recall him. I don't remember this guy here. But yeah, he's very aggressive, but he doesn't have a gang. That's interesting. Okay. So we got all our people here. So let's go ahead and rally them. Or help them follow us. On to the workshop. But yeah, we decided to homeschool our kids because of that. Just because the schools didn't want to teach them, and I don't know what's going on with the schools. Things have been really hectic since COVID. And so for right now, we're homeschooling them. I don't know if it'll be permanent or not. I assume not. But just until things kind of settle down with everything, we're homeschooling them. And this week is test week. We have all the tests this week, kind of like more of a college format in a way. Just do all the tests all at once for each of the classes that we're teaching our kids. And so we have to write all those tests, and then after making the tests, we got to administer them. So it's going to be a little bit hectic this week. We're just not going to have as much time, I think. Where's the aggressive guy? I don't want to give him, and I can't leave the conversation with him. I guess we'll just give this guy the file. I don't know if that's that's the aggressive guy. I don't want to give him like a hammer or a knife. This guy we've had problems with in the past, so we'll give him this. Well, I mean, any of those could be used as a weapon, really. I suppose any of these tools could be used as a weapon. I'll give him the hammer. We brought him several times, Bruce Gomez. And then we'll give him the wrench. So we'll see if this tactic ends up working out. If they don't fight each other. Because they're all in the same gang. That's what I'm hoping, that even with an aggressive inmate, that he still wouldn't attack anybody. But I suppose it also depends on who they hate. Like, he hates David Johnson, so if he was here, that'd be a problem. He also hates David Johnson. That's interesting. He's not fighting, or not working. So at the very least, we can get some respect from this. I feel like that's the main way that we're going to get respect is just letting these inmates slack off a little bit. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. What happened in here? All right. I don't know how that happened. He might have hurt himself while working. Somebody could have attacked him as well. That's a possibility. Huh. I don't see any notifications about fighting. I didn't hear anything. All right, well, let's get this guy working. Maybe. At the very least, let's get the respect here. And just keep our eyes on all these inmates. But so far, no fights. So that's working well. So he hates Steven. Who's this guy hate? Oh, they both hate Steven. Okay, so even their hates seem to be gang-related. Because, yeah, they hate people from the other gangs. So what happens if you talk to him after you've already talked to him about not working? Okay, so there's nothing else to do because we've already talked with him. So at this point, we're just going to let him continue working for the last minute, 15 seconds here for the money. And yeah, we're not having any issues outside of inmates hurting themselves, I suppose. Which I guess we never did comment about the fact that Praetorian is out of the infirmary. So yeah, these guys have all, gotten out after maybe, I don't know. It seemed like it was a little bit longer than a day. But maybe it's just a day, maybe it's 2 days in the infirmary. I don't know if it's based off of the actual injury they got. Not entirely sure how it works. Yeah, these guys are not working. Alright, well, they basically are just taking advantage of us to sit there and not do anything, but that's fine. There's already so many ways that we lose respect. I feel like this is not another way that we need to do it. What are you going to do, beat them until they work? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, it'll just be the way that we gain respect then. Is just, let them slack off in here, I suppose. We're making the money either way. I don't think it affects the amount of money, which I think that's interesting. I think if you're letting them slack off, they're creating less work. and therefore you'd be earning less money. And so I feel like that should be the trade-off. Got a motorcycle going by there. I feel like that should be the trade-off for this mission here. So we're gonna want to go ahead and get these guys assembled now. Rallied. That should be the trade-off, in my opinion. Is that if you let them slack, then yes, you're going to gain respect, but you'll get less money. And if you force them to work, then you'll lose respect, but you'll get more money. It seems to make sense. So there's an actual trade-off there. Because there's really no trade-off. There's really no reason to push the matter. You can just get respect. All right, so let's get these tools off these guys. And get them put back, and then we'll search the inmates. Alright, beautiful. Alright, so we'll do a little quick pat search here. Now you notice that Praetorian's walking all over the prison with his shirt off. That would not be allowed in a prison. The inmates do have... we'll leave this. The inmates do have, dress standards that they have to maintain. Alright, so now we want them to follow us. So at our prison, not only do they have to be fully dressed, have their pants and their, the top shirt on. They could wear a shirt underneath, but they had to have like the top shirt on. But in addition to that, it had to be tucked in. The shirt had to be tucked in at all times, which they did not like doing. Just a little rule, but one that you did want to enforce, because if you had inmates walking around, did you dismiss them or anything? No. But yeah, if you saw an inmate who's walking around with their shirt untucked, and then like somebody with some rank saw that as well, then they'd be looking at you why you didn't say anything, why you allowed them to do that. And so that's one of those ones we do actually enforce, where it's a small thing, but every officer is going to say something. They can kind of get away with it on the pod. You want to get too strict with that. But off the pod, if they're in the halls or anything like that, going to a chow hall, going to the doctor, whatever, then yeah, they were going to have their shirt tucked in. So yeah, they did have the dress standards. For this period here, could increase our speed or stamina or something like that, but we need money. So let's go play darts. And one thing of interest that another viewer told me is that you can in fact continue to play darts, which is what I was thinking it might work that way, because of the fact that we were able to continue playing darts even when we weren't on free time. But what I wasn't sure on is if that would then take up the time of our current task. But apparently it doesn't. Apparently you can just keep on playing darts for money all day with no effect. So that's obviously not very realistic that we're just sitting in here playing darts all day and it's not having any effect, and you could just do that over and over again until you earn a ton of money, I suppose, especially if you're doing like the bigger bets. So we could try another game, but you know what, I kind of just want to do this quickly. And the 301 we were able to do fairly quickly, though it looks like we can only do the $10. So we can only do the easy one. But I don't think it's letting us do anything else. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't want to only bet $10. Well, there's no way to go back, it looks like. Alright, so we're stuck doing it this way then. Alright, so that's a shame. I was trying to bet a bit more, earn some actual money here so that we could upgrade ourselves, but it looks like that's not going to be an option. And playing on easy also ensures that we're going to win too, without any real challenge. I guess we can get it done quickly. You can see he's getting nowhere near the number of points that we are. Alright, so because it doesn't require a double or triple for us to win, we'll do the same thing we did before. Get the 20, or excuse me, get the 60 and then do the 1 here. And just like that, gained $20, which I guess that's the other thing. This is clearly not working right, because we're getting $20 instead of 10. I think you're supposed to be losing $10 for the bet, and thus you get $20, the $10 you bet, and then the $10 you won. But instead you just get $20, which is strange. Alright, well I'm okay with that, I suppose. You know what, let's play one more time because we can win so easily. Although we'll try a different game. Let me see if it's controlled based on this. Like if we did 501, yes, then we can do the $30. Okay, we'll do the $30 then, and have the normal difficulty. And are we going to get 30 or are we going to get 60? I guess that's the question as well. Alright, so now we need a lot more points. And, oh, we just barely made that there. Oh, yep, we're struggling a little bit here. It's a much smaller area we have to make it in. And I assume he'll get more points. Yeah, he got a 34 there. Still pretty far behind us though. So we have this murder storyline here. Oops, I clearly missed that. I'm gonna catch up. Well, I'm doing terribly. Now, we did have some murders while I was working at the prison. I didn't see like any of the murders myself. I wasn't like on the pod when they had happened, but we did have, I think, 1 or 2 while I was there. And then we had one incident where I actually was on the pod, which was kind of questionable. I figured I'd tell the story here. Oh, and I'm missing. I'm doing horrible here, guys. Yeah, we just did terrible. But luckily he's doing worse, so he's not going to catch up here. But yeah, I did have an inmate who we expected killed himself. That was what the official ruling was, that he committed suicide. But we weren't entirely sure. I didn't see how much money we got. Well, we were at 40. I think we just got the $30. It seems like only the $10 one does that. Yeah, because I think we were at 46, and now we have 76, so we only got 30 bucks. It seems that only happens with the $10 ones. That's interesting. But we do have enough money now to go ahead and upgrade if we do one of the cheaper ones. We have to play another game if we wanted to upgrade the funny feeling. Do we have any options here? We actually don't. Yeah, if we want to keep moving down here, we'd have to go ahead and play one more dart game. Alright, we'll do one more just because we can do this fairly quickly. And we'll just do the 501 again with the $30 bet. That'll get us enough as long as we don't lose, which we won last time pretty easily, so I'm not too worried about this. Yeah, we had an inmate who, I was working on the pod and I was the floor boss. And then we had the picket boss, who, you know, was supposed to be watching me, is up in the tower. And when we do count, we have 2 counts to try and avoid mistakes. So both officers on the pod will go down and count. So first the floor boss will count, and then the picket boss comes down and counts. And you have to switch out, and then I would be in the picket while he was counting. So I went and did my count, and while I was counting, I also did the channel check. You know, we walk around the day rooms and see if they need the channel changed, because you don't have one controller for the pod. You have one controller for the entire building that all the pods have to share. We're doing terrible here. And so the controllers kept down on the desk. And the inmates are always trying to steal the controllers. Oh, we're just not doing very well here. Well, we could do, to get us down to the 1 point, we can do like a double on the 40, I suppose. Or a double on the 20. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, and then we're just going to go for the 1 pointer now to finish this up here. And, whoop. Oh, okay. We're really lucky we didn't hit something else. We would have busted and lost. Oh, that was a close one, guys. We didn't do so well on that one. But we got the money that we need so that we can go ahead and get the next upgrade here, which is going to be the funny feeling one. Oh, we don't have the skill point. Oh, man, I'm a dummy. I didn't realize we didn't have the skill point there. I did that whole thing not realizing that. Well, we're really close to level 5, and at least we have the money for it, but we didn't need to play 3 games of darts there. Oh, my bad. That's me not paying attention there. Next is cell shakedowns. But yeah, so I was doing the channel check, so I had the controller from the desk. And yeah, the inmates are always trying to steal the controller so that they can like turn the TVs on and change the channel from their cell, like when day room time is over and they're in the cells. And so yeah, they like to try and steal the controllers. So that's the main reason why the whole building has to share the controllers, because all the other controllers are stolen, and so they don't have very many. And so yeah, we share one controller, and so I had that, and I was doing the channel check, and golf was on at the time. All right, so we're doing the cell searches, which we don't have to open the gates now. They're just kind of automatically opening. That's interesting. One thing I noticed when I was editing the video is that the inmates that we're searching, they're looking towards their cell while everybody is looking away from it, so that you can easily see which cells you need to search. So Steven here is the first one. Yeah, so I noticed that while editing. But yeah, I went into the day room, and the way I counted is I made them all come out of the day room, and then and hang out in the what we call the D space, the area around the picket that kind of separated all the pods, or excuse me, separated all the sections. Which we did find a drink here, which is not really contraband, so we're gonna leave that. But yeah, the way the pods work is they're 3 separate sections, and so you had like first section, second section, and third section on every pod, and then the D space, connected all those areas to the front door, the way to leave, the front gate, and then the picket was in the middle of the D space. I don't know if I'm explaining it in a way that you can easily imagine what I'm talking about here. But yeah, so I pull them out into the D space and then count them as they go back in. And that's why I never miscounted. I don't know that my entire time in, over 3 years working there, I don't think I ever had a wrong count. So some people didn't like doing it because the inmates would kind of try and buck you on that because they didn't want to do it that way. They just want to line up in the day room. But the reason why I didn't like doing that is because you can't be sure that you didn't miss somebody. You can't be sure they're not moving around the line. We did find some contraband here. But you know what, guys? I don't think we're going to punish him because of the problem of... Oh, there's a fire, apparently. Oh, he's coming to assault us. So he started a fire just to assault us. Wow. I just got the prison bully achievement as well because I've beat up so many damn inmates, apparently. We will be punishing this guy for assaulting us, though. Oops, I didn't mean to talk to him. We need to interact with him at the walkie-talkie. What behavior? You just assaulted me. And you know what? We're going to put him in isolation because, again, he started a fire. I'm assuming he started this. And he assaulted me inside a cell. Incredibly dangerous. So we're going to put him in solitary. So he's not going to be happy about that. We will take him there after the cell shakedown. Are there no other correctional officers in this place that can put this fire out? Jeez. Alright, so let's go and continue searching his cell, despite the fact that we're technically considered done because we did find some contraband here. But yeah, I am going to stop punishing him for the contraband. Just trying to get the respect up just a little bit here. And I'm not sure if the game considers like that is something that is a punishable offense. I'm not sure if they consider that or not. Kind of feels like they don't. So then you're getting hit twice. Once for punishing them, as they always take a hit to the respect when you punish them. And still going to confiscate it. And then yeah, you also lose respect there when you confiscate it when they try and bribe you. And then you'd also lose respect if they considered it to be an unjust punishment. And so you can end up losing like a stupid amount of respect doing these cell searches, which we have seen in the past that has happened. So back to my story as we search Charles Wilson's cell. So yeah, I was walking around doing my count and also doing the channel check. We could get joints this way, I suppose, but one inmate would see it, and he's seeing that we're taking his stuff from him. And so I really don't want to... Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do here, guys. I think we're just going to secure this one. I mean, we could take it, but again, he's going to have a problem with that. I don't know, I feel like this is going to hit our respect hard, so we're just going to secure it for right now. And I'm surprised he didn't say anything. But yeah, so I'm doing the channel check. In one section, they had golf on. I asked if they wanted a channel check. Inmates said they did. They wanted, I forgot what they wanted me to turn it to, but they wanted the golf to be turned off, and nobody disputed it. You know, basically we go with what the majority want, but of course, you know, people can be easily intimidated, and so basically whatever the people who run that section, you know, whatever they want, they kind of get what they want. I assume that's how it works, you know, behind our backs, but that's the idea, though, is that it's the majority rule. And yeah, we're just finding all kinds of stuff from this guy here. So yeah, we're not going to do this. He's got a potential weapon here. But we won't punish him again. I feel like we should. We're not going to. Alright, so last inmate is over there on that side, Leo Robinson. So I turned the golf off. Went and did my count in the second and third section, no problem. Switched out with the picket boss so he could do his count. He counted one section. Again, no issues. And then he went to the second section. And I'm supposed to be watching the officer at all times. So that's what I'm watching. I'm looking at the second section now. I'm not looking at what's going on in one section. And look at how much... Jesus Christ. Look at how much respect we lost. Oh, and then he peed on us. That's awesome. Yeah, we just lose a significant amount of respect when we do these cell searches. Now we're down to 28.2%. What, are we just going to leave the contraband there, though? And so now we have to take this guy to solitary confinement. So yeah, I'm looking at the picket boss in the second section, and then the inmates in the first section start flipping out, going crazy, like hitting my button, which we have a little button you can press to talk to the officer, and it's like a little beeping sound. It's really, really annoying when the inmates want something, and it's good to have in case there's emergency, like in this situation, but it's often used when there's not emergencies and they just want something trivial. And so it can get really, really annoying at times when they hit that damn button. But anyways, they hit the button. And they're all flipping out, and I have no idea what's going on there. And I can't really see anything either because they're all in a huge group yelling and screaming. And so I immediately tell the picket boss, you know, who's on the floor now, I tell him, hey, you need to go check out second section, which he gets kind of frustrated because he's trying to count. I'm like, look, man, I don't know what's going on, but you need to go over there now. So he goes over to the first section, and he walks in, and then he starts flipping out, which I don't even know what's going on. And this officer... so we're done with the day. I think we gotta go around this way. So this officer, he was from, I don't remember which country. A country in Africa. I don't want to say which one because I don't remember which one. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was Nigeria, but I might be wrong. But yeah, he was from another country, so he had a very thick accent. He could be difficult to understand sometimes. So now he's like flipping out so much that I don't even know what he's saying. I have no idea what he's trying to tell me. But I see him pointing, and he's pointing at a guy laying on the ground in the middle of the day room. You can see there's blood, but I don't know exactly, you know, what has happened here. Look at the riot risk. It has increased by so much because we're losing so much respect with these inmates. So we're probably going to have a riot, which I heard these are kind of nasty. But the prison earned a lot of money today. I guess there's that. But yeah, we're not doing good when it comes to the riot risk right now, guys. Our day is going to be a long one. We're going to do prison induction. We've done this once before. Nothing here that we haven't done before. But remember, we're still on this story quest, which apparently we can't do this until we get the joints. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to have to get that somehow. Which the only way I can think of is by, you know, doing the cell search. We might have to do it through that way. I was trying to avoid doing it that way, but looks like that's going to be the only way. So, yeah, I went ahead and made the phone call. Called the desk, called the sergeant, said, you need to come down here. I'm not entirely sure, you know, what's going on here. And so the sergeant comes down, and then, you know, he goes in, and then he tells me, you know, we need to, it's like an emergency situation, which I don't remember what it was called. We had names for all this. It's just been so long. I don't remember. So let's go and, you know what? These are not the same people. These fingerprints are completely different here. Yeah, these fingerprints are definitely different. There's no doubt about that. Everything else seems to be the same. It's just interesting that this is not somebody like trying to get out, it's somebody coming in with the wrong fingerprints. Yeah, that's strange. But these fingerprints are definitely not the same. So we're going to do the reject. I don't know what happens when you do that. I guess we'll find out. We got an achievement, a none shall pass achievement, but as far as other consequences, nothing else seems to be any different. Okay. We did level up, which means we can now use that money. But as you can see, we have extra $36, so we really didn't have to play that last game of darts there. But we'll be able to use that for the next level up. But yeah, we'll go and level up real quick since we have the money, have the skill point. We'll talk to Alexander and get this next level up, which we already know is going to be the funny feeling here. And so the next ones, they also cost 100. We have several choices there. I'll let you guys look at those. We'll look at them again once we have a level up. So now we're back in free time mode. Could do some shooting. I don't think that increases any skills, but it does result in us getting money. So I suppose we could do that. Yeah, we'll do that. We could also do the speed game or the stamina one. We've already done that though, so we'll do the shooting. We could also clean this weapon up. In fact, that's what we're going to do because I want to fire this weapon. So yeah, we're going to do that. And then we can also spend our money for the prison. So clean this weapon first. And then we'll spend the prison money. We'll see what we can get. I don't know what all we'll be able to afford. Oh, you don't really break this one down very much, huh? Alright, so let's start with the magazine, I suppose. And yeah, I do not like how much you have to shake this. It does feel a little bit... Huh. That's interesting. Now I don't have to shake as often. I wonder if one of the recent patches changed that so you don't have to shake it as much. Because yeah, it was... You had to shake it a ridiculous amount for cleaning. So maybe they changed that because people were complaining about it, perhaps. It's just interesting that they're just now changing it. When, you know, it's been on early access for a long time, you would think people would have reported that the shaking was too much. Okay, well, I'm not going to complain. I'm happy about that. Because, yeah, I felt like it was a little bit ridiculous how much you had to shake that. So remember with this one, we're just looking for the one special spot to clean here. But yeah, so the sergeant comes down, you know, we call the emergency. That means we're bringing all this staff down. You know, we lock all the inmates up into their cells. And then I saw that, you know, the blood was spreading, the pool of blood was spreading around this guy. I knew that something had happened, you know, to this guy. But we didn't know the details just yet. So remember, I'm still in the picket. And I got relieved so that I could go, you know, fill out all the paperwork and stuff. And so I went down and I went into the day room to see exactly what had happened, since I wasn't able to see very well from the picket, you know, what the situation was. And yeah, he was very clearly dead. His head was, I don't want to get too graphic, but I mean, it was cracked open, the skull. This was an older man. This is so much different now, the way they changed this up. But yeah, he was an older man. And so the basic story that we get from the inmates is that after I had changed the channel, which is the reason why I mentioned all this, if you're wondering why I even talked about that, how was it relevant, because apparently right after I had changed the channel and did the count and then left, he starts flipping out because he was watching the golf. So we do this next. But he didn't say anything when I left, but apparently as soon as I left, he started flipping out and got really, really upset. And then walked up to 3 row, the top row. Alright, so we earned a little bit of money from that. And then basically dived off head first and then died. We have to do the cleaning next, which we have not been in the showers yet. That's interesting. This is the first time we've been in here. There's a rubber ducky. Well, I guess the inmates need their rubber duckies while they shower. Yeah, we haven't been in here before. There's quite a few places actually in this prison that we haven't been to yet. I did say we were going to purchase some stuff. We'll do that here in a minute. Let's do this cleaning first, which apparently you can just hold clean and then it does it. You don't have to keep pressing it. I didn't know that. So yeah, it makes it a lot easier. Man, we're just cleaning the nasty bathrooms. This is horrible. Oh, here's the door. Alright, so we got to scrub all this off here. Somebody loves pie, apparently. So yeah, in this building, they didn't have cameras. And so we didn't know for sure that that's what happened. I mean, he could have technically been thrown off 3 section. I didn't see it, because again, I was looking at the officer in the 2nd section as I was supposed to. You know, that's exactly what I was supposed to be doing. Oh yeah, we gotta clean this up too. I saw that there, and I didn't even think about it. Alright, so next is the search room in the workshop. Alright, so that's in the workshop over here. What are all these inmates doing in the workshop? Huh, interesting. I didn't know that you'd find inmates working in here. And I'm guessing these are like other inmates. But yeah, I like how the prison continues to run. You know, even when we're not doing something, these tasks are still being done. We're not the only one doing these tasks. I think that's interesting. Kind of just makes it feel a little more real in a sense. Is that on this side? No, that's on the other side of the wall. But yeah, so we don't even know if this guy didn't kill himself, or that he did kill himself, and that he wasn't thrown off because there were no cameras. So basically, all we had was witness testimony. And yeah, there was nothing really to indicate that he was suicidal. So that was the other thing that was kind of a bit of concern. But it was around the holiday period, which is when suicides do dramatically increase. Not just in the prison environment. I think that's true everywhere. But yeah, in the prisons, we definitely have more suicide attempts and actual successful suicides around the holiday season. And so yeah, that might have been what happened. We just don't know. And so yeah, they had I remember though, the officer I told you about, the one who was from Africa, next to the search room here. I remember him, he was hit a lot harder by it than I was. You know, it really messed him up. When we were answering the questions, they had us like in the morgue area, which is an area I'd never been in before. And yeah, they had us in there, and the body was like right there, and it was covered up, so you couldn't like see the body at that time. But yeah, he wasn't able to effectively answer the questions. We actually had to leave that area because he was so like messed up about it. Yeah, we had to go to another area to finish answering the investigator's questions because yeah, he just was not comfortable around the body. And then he took like several weeks off of work while I came back the very next day because I wasn't the first dead body I've seen before. But with him, apparently that was the case. And are we going to have a riot? Looks like we're going to have a riot. Oh, no, we got a joke. All right, we're gonna play along. Knock, knock, who's there? Tank? Tank who? You're welcome. So let's, thank you. Haha, funny. You think so? Thanks. Someone finally gets my jokes. Both of you, stop with this nonsense, get back to work. All right, so we played along with it. We got free time again. We need a lot more money in order to be able to level up, which we don't have a level up anyways. We could do whatever that is. That might be basketball. Yeah, because I think it's over there on the basketball courts. Could do that. Could just work out. Could increase our speed as well. I guess we'll do that. We'll do the speed one. We'll deliver the package. We haven't done that yet. So we'll increase our speed just a little bit. And we're right over here anyways. So yeah, we'll get this package delivered. This one is a trickier one. Yes, I'm here to work on my skills. We don't even know what we're delivering either. Alright, so I'm assuming that we're going this way. Remember, we gotta go fast. Oh, we're delivering multiple packages? That's what it looks like. Oh, no. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to deliver multiple packages here, guys. And is one in the workshop? Yes, it is. I mean, at least it's to officers and we're not delivering to inmates here. Alright, so we got one more package to go. Did they give us more time? It seems they did. Yeah, I think we're gonna have plenty of time to do this, as long as I don't run into the wrong area or run out of stamina, as we just did. There we go. Alright, so we increased our speed and finished up our free time. I was thinking we were gonna have a riot. We didn't have a riot. So now we have to patrol the prison yard. However, we're not gonna do that. Instead, I wanna go to the kitchen. Let me see where that's at. And it's called the canteen in here. Alright, so we need to go all the way to the other side here. I want to see what their cooking materials and equipment looks like. Because we're thinking about upgrading this, but I never did look at it. So I want to see it before we upgrade it. See what it looks like. So this is the line the inmates would stand in to get their food. And this is what they're serving here. Paul Smith is working in the kitchen. I mean, it really didn't look that bad, honestly. Got a lot of variety, a lot of choices here. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I'm surprised we've never had to patrol in here or anything. I worked in the chow hall many times. It's actually can be a really difficult and we could trash this. Do we have a trash can that you can put it in? Oops. You have to like, it's almost like playing basketball. It's the same mechanics for playing basketball here. So yeah, we can walk around and clean this place up if we wanted to. That's interesting. And there's just trash everywhere. It's like nobody cleans this damn place up. And why is there all this food just sitting here on the table? Now it looks like there's just always food there. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, I assume one day we'll have to patrol here. It's surprising that we haven't done it yet. This is what the kitchen looks like inside. Making some carrots. Cutting up some carrots, I should say. Not making them. Alright, so I just want to see what it all looks like, so that we'll have a reference for how it improves once we upgrade that, which is supposed to result in better food and thus happier inmates, and we definitely need to increase the respect of the inmates. It is horribly low. Okay, you can even come back here. Alright, so that's what the kitchen looks like. So yeah, it might be what we end up upgrading is the kitchen equipment, and we're going to do that now. It'll be the last thing we do here in the episode. But yeah, that's pretty much the story though, guys. When I had an inmate, you know, apparently kill himself while I was working the shift. And yeah, I think that's the only incident I've ever had like that on my shift. I know I've had a lot of fights, obviously. Inmates fighting each other, and some inmates get seriously injured as well. But yeah, I didn't typically have too many issues. I was one of those officers, because again, you know, I talked about... Oh, I'm over here trying to do this task here. We need to go to the warden's office. But you know, I talked about making your day easier. That's what it comes down to, guys. Is, you know, inmates aren't going to do things on an officer's job, or an officer's shift who does his job. They're going to wait until that officer who goes and sleeps in the little officer area. They're going to wait till that guy comes in. That's when they're going to do it. So... We know we want to look in the prison stuff here. There's also showers. Always upgrade those. That's level 7 though. We don't need any of this here. Though I wonder if you can't make more money by buying these or upgrading them. I assume you would be able to. You'd be able to earn more money for the prison at least. So it might be something you want to get. Let me just see what we've unlocked here. Did we have these before? Be able to buy the shirts and pants? I don't recall having those available before. Is that just like changing the skins? Oh. So you can change the color. So from classic orange to like octopus style, jeans redemption, or OG inmate. Okay, none of the ones are the ones that we had. Again, we had whites in our prison. So yeah, you can change all these up, and it's interesting that these are separate, the shirts and the pants, so you can change one at a time. That's a lot of money. I guess it would be a lot of money, but still not something we're gonna want to spend money on. As far as how much money we have a little over 1,200 right now. We don't really need guard respect though. We need inmate respect. Okay, so you can upgrade all these to make them into better toilets. Was that available before, or is that something new that got added in a patch? It seems like that's something new. And so I imagine upgrading it would make the inmates happier. At least the stuff that can be upgraded. Or maybe that's something that didn't even come available until we got to like a certain level or something. That could be a possibility as well. So yeah, we were gonna do the kitchenware for 500, and I think that's what we're gonna do. I think that'd be the best way to do it. Yeah, I think that's the best way to increase their respect. So let's try that out. So we're gonna upgrade this. It's gonna be 500. We'll still have money left too. And so to upgrade it any further, you'd need level 8. So that should increase their respect by a little bit. I'm wondering if we shouldn't also like upgrade. I mean, those toilets, we're always having to check those, and those toilets are nasty. Can't upgrade the bedding at all. A shame for them. Can't do the sink or the toilet. I feel like the toilet needs to be upgraded. So let's do that. And it looks like the daily cost decreases as well. That's interesting. So you can actually save yourself money. $1 less per prisoner per day. Alright, so we upgraded toilets. I do want to see how those look. So that's what we're going to do real quick. We'll go ahead and dip over to those two locations, the cells, and then the kitchen to see how they look. We'll try and get over there as quickly as we can. Yeah, I want to see how they improve. That's the whole reason why we came into the canteen first, because I wanted to see the difference. If there is any difference. Or if it's just a nice, you know, bonus to the inmate respect. Which hasn't gone up yet. I think it will when we finish the task that we're currently on. And we'll be able to see how much impact that had. I mean, I guess it looks shinier. It seems shinier, but maybe I'm just imagining it. Were there donuts in here before? Donuts and croissants. Yeah, I'm not really noticing like a huge difference here. So yeah, we upgraded those. I guess we'll see when we do the toilets here, when we look at the toilets, because we are intimately acquainted with these toilets here, aren't we? So we should be able to easily see if there's a difference with the toilets. You know, with the kitchenware, we only looked at that one time. So let's just take a peek here, and we'll go into this one. I mean, it doesn't look any different to me. Yeah, it looks the same. It almost seems like it doesn't change anything. Yeah, I guess it's just like extra respect. Wait, there's no real change here. This place is disgusting. Like, why are we not having inmates clean this stuff up, man? Where are all the inmates? Oh, they're on the prison yard. Yeah, that's right, because that's the next task here. So this would be the time to search their cells to look for a joint. So, you know what? Yeah, this is when we'd want to do this. Now, I don't know if it'll let you search. I don't know if you can find anything. We'll secure that. But yeah, this would, if we can find a joint this way, guys, then we can take it while nobody's looking at us. And that could be the way to get it without compromising too much. I don't think we ever found anything like that in here. I think that the best place to look would be the sink if we're looking specifically for a joint. So yeah, I think that might be what we want to do, is like check all these sinks for a joint. We do have that one skill. Okay, so if it's red, so let's go ahead and take that. You can find guards with an eye icon over their heads. This is a sign that this guard is extremely attentive. If there's something illegal in your equipment and you're in view of an alert guard, then a question mark icon will appear above his head, which will gradually turn red. If you don't get out of his sight, the question mark icon will eventually change to a red exclamation mark, and the guard will accost you and order a search. In this situation, you'll either have to try to bribe him, count on his mercy, or sacrifice something from your inventory. Well, that's interesting. So we had never seen this mechanic before. Now, I don't know how he would know. You know, I mean, it's a joint. You could just put it in our pocket. How would he know? Are we acting super suspicious or something? Again, it's kind of silly, but it is an interesting mechanic. So yeah, you can see that I think he has it. So we'd have to stay away from him, or else he would try and search us or whatever. So with the new ability we have, I think if it's green, I guess it doesn't apply to the pillow. But if it's green, then I don't think there's any contraband there. And if it's red, then there is. Oh, and it looks like we got seen while I was over here looking around in the place. So we'll say why. We can say you didn't see anything and then offer him a bribe. Or could you just turn a blind eye to this and a request? They say, instead say they don't know anything if you care about your job. So we'll make a request here, I guess. We have such high respect, we should be able to do it. So fine just this once, but don't rely on your luck too often. Thanks, I appreciate that. Alright, so does his eye go away? Yeah, so his eye goes away. Alright, so that's an interesting mechanic, and because we have the high respect, we were able to utilize that to get away with this here. Let's hide in here so nobody else sees us. Oh, I guess, you know what? We're going to have to finish this task, or else I think I might lose all the progress. So I think we will have to finish this task. This is basically going to be like a really long episode, essentially. I wasn't planning for that. Oh, Lord. Alright, so we're going to have to avoid him. Now we could just like hide out in one of the rooms and wait for him to go by. Let's see if this wouldn't just be the easier route to go. If there's no officers over here. You know what? We should probably give this to Bruce Brown on the rec yard, I suppose. I don't know what to do. I don't want to have to carry this around everywhere. Especially if there's other officers on the rec yard who, you know, are really attentive. Causes problems. Alright, so we just avoided him. Alright, so we're on the rec yard. And we're going to look for Bruce Brown over here so I can try and give this to him. He's right here, actually. But we have officers who can see us right now. So I don't know. Yeah, because this guy's stuck. Alright. Now tell me what you know. I swear on my mom, so my friend had many enemies. There's nothing unusual in here. Or that's nothing unusual in here, but when it came to Anthony Moore and Leo Robinson, shit got real. It was personal with them, so the other guys in the gang didn't meddle in their business. You know, respect and all that crap. If anybody here had a shred of honor, that's probably why the boss wouldn't let us avenge our man. They say, thanks, I don't need anything else. We needed the information to catch the murderer. You will avenge your friend? Hey, if you say so. Okay, so now we need to search Leo Robinson and Anthony Moore. I guess we'll search them here on the rec yard. Though we do have a lot of other things we're supposed to be concerned about, like a... Oh, I thought that was a fight over there. Some intimidation or something going on over there. Alright, so just keep our eye on the rec yard, keep walking around here. But we are looking for... We can do this off the rec yard. I suppose it'd be better to do it off the rec yard when we're not busy. So yeah, we're just going to keep on patrolling and just focus on that for now. Because you can see from the last time we did the prison stroll that all kinds of events could happen. Taking advantage of our lack of awareness. So far, no issues now. I haven't seen anything just yet. Oh, there's a fight. Of course there's a fight. And it looks like Praetorian started this one. So we will punish him once he gets up. We're fighting on the rec yard. Oh, we do need to get walkie-talkie out. And his punishment will be no leaving the cell for the rest of the day. Alright. Oh, and we're getting assaulted. Of course we are. Charles Wilson assaulted us here. And I'm pretty harsh on people who assault me. And so we're probably going to put this guy in solitary. That's what I'm thinking. Solitary confinement for you. We have a fire over there. So yeah, it's going to be isolation. And he's going to assault us again. At least we're getting some help from our fellow correction officer over here. Alright, so now we have a fire, but the question is who started the fire and why? We'll let this other officer put that out. Keep our eyes on who might have started this. I can tell you with this one being an extra long episode, we probably won't have one on Wednesday, guys, because I was actually having to record both of them today, and it doesn't look like I'm going to have time to do both of them. Because I do have to go to the gym here in a little bit. So yeah, we probably won't have an episode on Wednesday with this one being so long. But I did want to finish the task since we had done so much over here. Is this guy pissing? Oh, what is he doing? Look at him. What is he doing here? He's trying to escape. What are you doing here? We'll ask him. He said, I tripped by accident. By accident? Now you're going to make up for the damage by accident. He said, chill, I won't do this anymore. I said, chill out. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and say, no more tripping by accident. Got it. Just because I don't want to beat him up for this. So I feel like we beat inmates enough here. Is he still doing it? Are you kidding me? Wow, he's still over here doing it, though. It looks like we took the tool. So he's just, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I thought we would, didn't we have them all go inside? Once we were done with the patrolling? Apparently not. And it doesn't look like we have to escort that guy off either. That's interesting. Yeah, the last time they all went inside. I mean, it's not our job anymore, but this guy's over here pissing. But yeah, last time they all came inside after we finished the patrol in the rec yard. And then we escorted the guy. Looks like that's not going to be the case. Now that we do have a new task here we haven't done yet, isolation ward. Did the prisoner upset you so much that he deserved to be isolated? Go talk to him. And then take him to the solitary confinement. Do not forget to lock the door. So we do that after the free time. Okay. Next episode, we'll start it here in the shooting range. We'll shoot that SMG that we haven't shot yet. Let us use a different weapon. So yeah, we'll use that next episode for our free time here. And then we'll also be continuing with the imperfect crime mission where we need to search their cells, not talk to them. Okay, I didn't read that properly. So the best time to search them would be when they weren't there. I'm not going to do that in this episode. But yeah, if they weren't in there, then you could search the cells without any issues. Yeah, so that's another thing we need to do next episode. We need to search those cells, do our free time, and then we'll bring that guy to solitary confinement. So that'll be the end of today's episode. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you guys on the next one, which remember won't be tomorrow. It definitely won't be on Wednesday. Maybe Thursday, maybe even Friday. I don't know how busy we're going to be with these tests, guys, because you know it's like 5 tests this week, 1 every day. So yeah, we got to, like, you know, make them all by hand, or, you know, make them all on the computer. And it's overall, it takes a lot more work to make a test than you would expect. You know, like to make a good challenging test that covers the material. And yeah, it takes a lot longer than you'd expect. And having to do 5 of them this week is definitely taking up our limited time. So yeah, there probably won't be one. There definitely won't be on Wednesday. There might not be one on Thursday either, but we will for sure return by Friday. Yeah, I should have time to record on Thursday. So yeah, I'll see you on whenever the next episode is. I'll see you on that video, and thanks for watching.